Every day, our experts will bring you a wealth of knowledge. They'll take you through the steps of making projects, and we feature fabulous tips along the way. Whether a seasoned pro, you're sure to learn something new. We're live every day from 8 a.m. till 1 p.m. and you can also watch back all of the demonstrations featured on the show on our YouTube channel.
Join us live on Thursday the Tweery on Facebook from 2 p.m. for an extra hour of Sewing Street fun.
It's called Sew Extra Stitch. I know. Apparently what we're going to be doing is an extra hour on Facebook and on Instagram, on the Sewing Street pages. We're going to have exclusive products and deals, competitions and giveaways.
Simply follow our Facebook page for more information and we'll see you there on Thursday.
Here at Sewing Street, we only charge one P&P throughout the day. You can add as many items to your basket and check out and still only be charged once. Once you've checked out the first time and want to order again, you simply add the item to the basket, click on the Combine Order button. Remember, standard P&P is £4.95. Charges may differ for outside the UK. Or upgrade to our premium option for £6.95 on certain items. Shopping made easy at Sewing Street.
Shopping with Sewing Street couldn't be easier. You can shop via our website at www. You can watch our live shows and see all the products from that day. We also have a huge sewing room essentials to fabrics, sewing machines and much more. You can download the Sewing Street app. Simply head over to your app store and search Sewing Street. Alternatively, you can contact us 24 hours a day on 0800 001 4433. Shopping made easy at Sewing Street.
Welcome back. This is the show that a lot of people have been waiting for. I know this is the show of the week that I've been waiting for. I've mentioned it about 50 million times. Rob.
Lovely to meet you
So
too,
lovely
Vicky.
to meet you. Do you know, John Scott yesterday, he was on air, he said, the grumpy man who comes with Samantha, he's going on the telly.
I know.
Did you hear him?
Yes.
Disgusting, isn't it?
I know. Samantha should have been here.
Where is she?
Well, didn't look in my diary, and she's in Cape Verde. But she's watching it. She sat there with Simon and Emily. So hi, Sam.
Hello. Oh, I must say.
No judging.
So, Rob, I mean, I'm so pleased you are here because you normally are in the scenes and you are a big part of, obviously.
Well,
right?
I'm the managing director of the business, so
Yeah.
the buck stops with me.
Yeah.
But it's Samantha does such a great job.
Yeah.
I always call her my glamorous assistant.
Oh,
But
she's
you more
lovely.
than fit the bill.
Oh, thank you. My best. And obviously, this is a show that, while Rob is here, the owner of the company, it is definitely worth getting all your questions, getting your messages in. Because you may have met Rob at one of the exhibitions, some of the shows.
Yes.
Any questions that you have, it isn't like you're just walking past us having 5 minutes to look at this. We're going to do a whole 2-hour special on both the TrueCut, rotary cutter and rulers, and obviously Breeze frame. We also have the little Rebel quilting machine as well on the show
We do indeed,
today.
on top. That's our unused baby.
Well, tell me about your sort of your journey then, because as Stuart said just before the break there, this is not your first rodeo. You have been involved.
Right, I've been in the sewing machine business. J&B Sewing Machines, our company, and Bruce. And they started in 1961. I think it was a handful of spanners, a box of needles, and about £3. And from there, we've developed it into the company it is today. Now we're back solely in the UK, and we've been selling the Grace product for 6 years, and it's been a fabulous product.
I must say, this must have changed everybody's world in the world. The amount of times that I hear people say, I haven't got into quilting with this because I can't afford to go and get my quilts long-armed, or that's another process to it.
And of course, when they've made their quilt, they don't particularly want to let somebody motion it because it's no longer their quilt.
Yeah.
This is their quilt and they've done everything, good or bad, they've done it all.
Yeah, and this makes it accessible. Now, we have got the quilting machine on the show today, but you can actually use this with virtually any sewing machine. Talk about that as well. But first, because they're already going on the pre-order, it is the birthday. A cheeky discount price as well, because on the website it's £9.99 on your website.
Yes, and I was just getting concerned seeing that on the screen.
Five-way split pay.
But there's £100 off.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob. Right, anybody who wants it today, now we have... Oh, really? Okay, we have significantly fewer of the cutie breeds than we've seen sell in previous shows. So this isn't to rush or to pressure you, but just to make you aware, if you've watched the shows previously, I would get involved as soon as you can. It's also on 5-way split pay. It's coming directly from Rob, and you said it's a small family business, so there's a quick turning these out.
They're all in stock. We haven't got to wait for them to come in.
Yeah.
As soon as the orders come through to us, we turn it round the same day.
Brilliant.
And get them over to the carriers. The carriers take probably 2 days.
Fantastic.
And then you get them.
Right, so where do we start? I mean, there's so much to talk about this. When I get it home, how much space am I going to need?
Right, of minimum 24 inches front to back, 42 inches left to
Be manageable.
Yes.
You know, if you're looking at big, long quilting machines, you need a whole separate room.
You need a room, exactly.
Yeah. And this I get to then pack down and put away if you need to.
You can completely dismantle it, but if you only want to lounge on the dining table, you've got guests to come in.
Yeah.
5 minutes, it can be stood up, and away you go.
How amazing.
I'll show you that later.
Now, also, what I find when I first saw it in action, you're taken aback by the fact it's the machine that's moving, not your quilts.
Yes. When you do quilting normally, you are the paper under the pen.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're doing that with your quilt. When you do this, you're moving the pen over the paper, which is your quilt, which is what we do all the time.
And do you find that means you have more control over it?
You have more control. It doesn't drag over the corners of your table or pull on the weight on the floor. This is held quite rigid. And all you have to do is guide the machine around.
And so you talk about a machine. What machine do I need for this frame to fit?
Almost any domestic machine will fit on it.
Domestic machine, how amazing is that? Yeah.
On any machine is the throat space. The more the throat space, the less frequently you have to move it.
But I'm thinking, because I can move my sewing machine, even though my throat space is limited, I can still quilt the whole...
whole of the width in the frame, and then you move your quilt along and do the next bit till you reach the far end.
Yeah.
Then you come back over here, move everything up and carry on again.
Oh, do you know what? I knew I was going to be really excited about this, but I can't wait for you to see this in action. Oh, yeah, can you show us how easy it is? Yeah, let's do it.
On the Rebel, you have a start-stop button.
Okay.
If you were using your own machine, you would use the foot control.
Right.
And what we always suggest, there's a foot control just there, if you could pass it to me, is turn your foot control, so instead of the conventional method, which is having the high side away nearest.
Okay.
Most machines nowadays have a speed control here.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can set the speed control
Right.
to a level that you're comfortable with, and then use the foot control as a switch.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like patting your head and rubbing your tummy.
Yeah.
If you've got a fixed speed and you've only got to move the machine, you just concentrate on the machine movement.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense, because otherwise, like you say, you're reaching around normally on the side of your machine to press start stop, so use your foot pedal. And also, I suppose you've got to make sure that your machine can lower its feed dog, which most domestic machines
I
now
think
can.
pretty much nowadays everyone does. And even machines like mine, they have a thicker needle plate. So with that needle plate, it just goes on top and covers the feed, so the teeth no longer come up.
Right, and I mean, we're going to talk through how to set it up, you know, all of the, it's how it comes to your action. We've got a few messages for you, Rob. Hi, Vicky, and special welcome to Rob. This side of the camera, cute machine, the cutie machine and the little Rebel machine, so easy to use and perfect. That's from Sandra.
Oh, thank you, Sandra.
You must have met Sandra.
Yeah, Sandra's installation from us, and lovely, lovely lady.
Oh, see, this is what is so nice. I mean, you're a family business, so you've got that support
indeed.
there as well. Welcome, Rob. Fantastic cutie. Let's run with machines. Oh, that's the same message, sorry. Oh, also doubles as a straight stitch machine. Both easy to use, and support from Rob and the team. It's fab. Fantastic, yes.
Sandra, you're doing...
Thank you for all the fan mail.
Now, This one is an amazing message. Hi, Rob. I'm watching like I promised. Love, Regan.
Who's Regan?
Right, Regan is the most precious little girl in the whole world. She has Down syndrome, and the first time we met her, she came in and she said, I want a quilting machine. And she looked at it, she played with it, she loved it, but she couldn't afford it. So a year later, she turned up at Festival of Quilts, and we had the Cutie Breeze in boxes. And she sat on the end of the box, and she wasn't going to move till we could in out. And she just sat on the box, and I'd been off for a loo break, and I came back, and I just quietly sat a little bit of banter there. But she is an inspiration to us all.
Really
and she's recently purchased a complete TrueCut system.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't use didn't have a cutter and ruler, and she gets on brilliantly with
This
it.
is what I love, actually. It is opening up the accessibility.
Definitely.
Oh, it's such a wonderful company to deal with, and the aftercare is so good. Remember me, Rob?
Hello, you pesky Audrey. How are you?
Everyone's watching you.
Yeah.
Right, let's see this in action.
Right.
If you haven't met Rob at any of the shows, we want to see how
Yes.
amazing this is.
Okay, switch the machine on.
Yeah.
There's a switch right at the back. And now what the Q button does is bring in the stitch regulation. So now when we operate, the stitch stays the same.
Fantastic.
There's a small laser under here.
Yeah.
And it just reads the movement of the fabric.
Now, what you've got here is your quilt, essentially. So you've got your fabric on the
You're
top.
not going to be able to see it, but I can
fabric
show
on
you.
the back,
but it's just,
and your wadding.
Yeah, so it's the
Yeah,
We
brilliant.
put pins, that's just to hold it together for me bringing
Yeah,
it.
you could spray base it or whatever you're
Or
choosing.
you can tack it.
Okay.
And away you
Yeah,
go.
your chosen method of basting. Okay.
And then we're ready to go. You can bring your lower thread up, use stitch, which is there. And then, when you're ready, now if I go slowly, you can hear the machine going slowly.
You're doing this with one hand,
Yeah.
and you're not tugging it or pulling it.
No, I'm doing it really lightly, 2 fingers. When you're ready to stop, just press the stop button. Needle will finish down so that it doesn't walk.
Yeah.
And it's ready for you to continue when we finished our chat.
Honestly, this is a game changer, isn't it? For anybody who is looking at large quilts or quilts that you've already, done your patchwork and haven't yet quilted.
Exactly.
Because it's hundreds of pounds, isn't it, to go and send a quilt off to be long-armed?
definitely. And the thing you lose, if you send it off, it's no longer on off.
Yeah.
Somebody else has done it.
Yeah.
If you've done it, good or bad,
I mean, does it take some practice? Is it something that, you've obviously been doing this for a long time. Can I have a go?
of course you can.
I've never actually done this, so we'll see how it goes. But just look.
Press that one.
Yeah.
And meander.
Oh my gosh. I'm literally doing it with one hand, and because that stitch regulator's on this machine is amazing.
Yes, you can hear it speeding up and slowing down as you go.
Yeah.
Up to a point, it will keep up with you.
And this is this is a big machine that I've got on here.
Yes.
If you've got a really large machine, I was thinking it's going to be really heavy to
It's
move the big
literally
machine.
fingertips.
It
isn't
is literally. And then you press stop.
Yeah. Now, how easy is that?
While watching, you have got to get one of these. There's so many people who I know that
Yes.
love free motion or actually really struggle with free motion.
Yeah. Well,
This
you've
is
done
brilliant.
a totally random pattern, but it's your pattern.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter.
Thanks, Rob.
It's what you've done.
Yeah. That's so
Simplest
lovely.
way to don't try and beat yourself up doing feathers and everything else. Just do a simple meander.
Well, I suppose, could I use quilting rulers with it? Could I put some sort of rulers?
Yes. You can buy a ruler base.
Yeah.
And the ruler base fits on the machine and gives you the flat surface to hold the ruler up.
Right.
And then you buy a different presser foot, which is a thicker base. You don't, if you were trying to do it with normal rulers, you'd lose the edge and you'd end up under a needle.
Yeah.
And also need the 6mm rulers, not the 3mm rulers.
Right, but it's doable. So then if you do want to do all those different patterns...
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to become so addictive. There's loads of messages coming through for Rob. I just want to move it so we can see you. What was that message, sorry, that you just said, Ben?
I'll just get this up.
Yeah, you keep going. What is the maximum width that you can along the bars? That's
It's
for Maria.
about 34 inches, and then you start to move it.
And how easy?
Right, what you would do, if I take the machine down to that end, so I'm imagining we've reached here.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're going to bring it this way. So I'm doing that meandering.
Yeah.
And you can see how light it is. I'm not forcing that.
And I mean, obviously, the machine that you've got in the carriage is a weighty bit of kit, isn't it?
Exactly.
I bet you know people who have started businesses as well using this and quilting other. We're a quilt group. If you're a quilt group, this is brilliant.
So we've stopped there.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to do, needle up to this point.
Okay.
So we take off this one.
Now, do you get these clips?
Yes, they
in
all
your
come
box?
with it. So I'm going to take that one off.
Yeah. This is what is so easy about it and so fantastic is that, you know, it's be able to get started straight away and it's completely manageable and also portable.
All I'm doing is literally, and we have to unclip the end because that's held.
Yeah.
And then we move it.
Oh.
So your quilt is staying sandwiched and held, but we're going to move it. Now, obviously, I'm not going to take it right up because I don't have enough quilt. But if the quilt was there, it would fill this space.
Yeah.
We then clip back in. We put the front clips on.
I mean, this is a solid carriage. It's not weighty, though, is it?
No.
It's not weighty, but it is solid.
Absolutely. It's well made, it's well constructed, and what you need it to do, which is absolutely brilliant. When it first came out, I was concerned that it wasn't going to be a product that I could necessarily sell because there was going to be enough demand.
Oh, gosh, there's huge
Well, what did I know? Since the original one came out, because there was the cutie one and then the cutie breeze. The cutie one had the handles underneath.
Okay.
So you had to fold this fabric up as well.
Right.
Two would then have the handles over the top, or the cutie breeze. And we've sold over 2,500 of them in that time.
Yeah.
Well, I got it wrong.
Yeah.
And the people who designed it, the Grace Company, got it right.
Yeah.
And everybody loves them. When I'm at a show, people come up and they say to me, that frame is amazing. They'll even interrupt the demonstration to tell the person buying that it's amazing. So having brought that in from there, I would now continue and just...
So if you're doing a really big quilt...
Yeah, as far as the end of the room, the end of the building, this is your only limit as to how much you can get in the arm of the machine.
This is one thing that I say every single time we have a quilt on is, oh, you know, on a domestic machine, you've just got to think about the weight of it. They're weighty, these quilts, aren't they?
I mean, people who have done their own quilting, they're all sat there with ruined shoulders and they, oh, my shoulders are killing me, they're aching. This, they literally can just, well, you saw how light it was. Fingertip.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it? You're meandering or you're feathering. Did anybody think that they would be able to get a piece? And it doesn't need to be a huge quilt either. No. It could be smaller projects
as well.
People
do tray quilts.
Yeah.
They do cot. A lot of people are doing the charity quilts and the liners quilts. Yeah. And they're buying because they're mainly interested in churning out quilts for the charity.
Yeah. How deep does the throat be, please?
I would suggest a minimum of 6 inches. That will allow you 4.5 inches of quilt space. That, I mean, you could have 4 inches in the throat, but if I'm honest with you, you'd be moving it so often it would frustrate you.
Yeah.
Often show it with the Ergonomic HD9. That has got an 8.25 inch throat, which gives us 3/4 inches of quilt space. Yeah. And we demonstrate that at shows all the time.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
You know, people come up and, I'll have the whole package.
Yeah.
So
Now, there's people asking as well, is the machine available on the show today? Yes, it is. It is available. I think we've only actually ever had it on once before, haven't we?
You had it on once before, and we sold out.
Yeah, it completely. So we've got a restock of the machine available. Before we get to that, so let me just show you. Now we've seen it in action. Anybody who is just tuning in, it is back. The box that you get is actually quite easy to...
Yeah, the box is around
Yeah.
9 inches deep,
Yeah.
15 inches wide.
The question, is that covered in our postage and packaging
Yes,
still?
it is.
Yeah.
All comes in the single cost.
Yeah.
So there's no extra.
Yeah.
And because we have them in stock,
Yeah.
as I say, we get them out quickly.
Yeah.
Because people have spent the money, they're excited, they want it.
Yes,
and we just get it to them.
Brilliant. And so then, in terms of constructing it, is it relatively easy to put together? Do you get a manual?
You do. You get a very good manual. It literally guides you through it word by word. But as a simple talk about it, these corners have 2 screws under them. So you have a front bar, a rear bar, corners.
Yeah.
So you would construct this as an L-shaped piece.
Okay.
In fact, no, this piece comes constructed.
Brilliant.
So one screw there, one screw at the back, same this end, and you put your runners, then put your towers on, slide that in, tighten it up, ready to go.
Yeah, it's got that carriage with those.
You have to
overarms.
assemble the handles.
Yeah.
There's 2 screws there, 2 screws the other side, and 2 screws here.
Yeah.
And that actually just holds the handles onto the bridge that moves.
And Sue, to answer your question, absolutely yes. She just asked with the 680.
Yeah, and we're actually going to be we're going to be putting the 6, I
Oh,
think
yeah,
it's the 680.
brilliant. We've got loads of time today. Remember, we've got Rob with us till 1 o'clock. So any of your questions, we'll be able to do as well.
So we're actually putting the 680 on, and I'm going to show how you would load that machine.
Yeah, so the machine that we're talking about today, you've put it straight into the frame, because this for me is a game changer, the fact that it has that stitch regulating technology.
Yes.
Because you saw me, I was slow, stop. If I've got my normal machine, you will just have long to short stitches, and it's getting used to, you know, getting that rhythm. Whereas with this, it has got that.
It has the stitch regulator.
Now, we're also doing a birthday price on this one today.
Yes.
We're going to get it under £3,000. It is on split pay, and we do not have loads of these. In fact, I'm going to tell you we have 5. We've had 5 allocated, and the reason I wanted to tell you that is because we've got 8 of you that are all seriously interested and put them in your basket. So talk me through the machine, because I've got a feeling that could sell out.
Right, I think it will.
This is the Grace Company machine.
Yeah. The little rebel.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I like to think. Anyway.
Love it. Yeah.
Not so much a rebel, these. Large capacity throat, 13 inches
Huge
from
throat
needle
space.
to arm.
Yeah.
Plenty of height. So if you were putting a really big quilt in, you can even bundle it up with sponges, and then it'll still fit some room under there for almost any size quilt you care to do. So that's the easy bit. You've got stitch length here. When you're out of Q mode, you have stitch length control, so you just press the button and there's 10 different stitch lengths.
Yeah.
You have 3 different speeds when it's in mode. As well as the foot control, you have 3 speeds. You can limit your top speed rather than have it race some piece, and you want a bit of extra control.
Yeah.
You've got buttons here for start and stop, reverse and in. But you also...
Do you need to use this with the frame, or can I use this just as a quilting
machine? Put it on
machine?
your table.
Right.
When we tell you.
Brilliant.
And then you have the foot control, which you plug in.
Right, so use it with or without your foot controller.
If you were doing it...
3 left. There's only 3 left. Sorry to interrupt you,
Goodness
because there's
me.
12 in baskets.
If you put the foot control in, out on the floor, like any normal foot control, and sew away.
Brilliant.
It comes with some wonderful accessories. So if we take the small box first, let's see, there we are.
Yes, fabulous, thank you.
So we have an adapter. Let's get my hand so you can see it.
Oh, you're an expert at this, Rob.
So this adapter, and it allows you to fit the different feet. So you have an edge guide. We have a 1/4 inch foot, which anyone who the ultimate foot. It also has a 1/4 inch foot with an edge guide on it. So you can see that it will actually guide you. You have the standard straight stitch foot, and you have a zipper foot that does both sides of the zip. So they're all included with it.
Which will you get all these boxes or not?
Yes,
Yeah, boxes as well.
box. So this one is the tool kit. No, hang on.
Sorry,
There,
it's
there we
remembering
are.
where. There we are. Thank you.
Right. And in there you get Allen keys which allow you to change. You get an oil bottle, you get a timing gauge, you get a needle screwdriver, all included. And then you also have somewhere, I can't see it, but it
Is
does,
it in one of these
yes.
boxes? So extra goodies as well.
Yeah, so in this one, you have a presser foot. Because when you do free motion quilting, the foot moves up and down.
Yeah.
And the up and down movement allows you to move your quilt freely.
Yeah.
And if you don't set the foot height, then the fabric will flap about and you don't get the stitching that you want. You get misstitching. So that's included. That is
All of those accessory boxes
Here.
come in your box. Brilliant. Oh, yeah.
there it is.
I've not seen one of those before.
Yeah. It just slides, you move it
gauge.
off the quilt.
Yeah.
In fact, let's do it. Right, so what you would do, I'll leave it in the bag, but you slide that under with the
Right.
foot down and
Yeah.
the needle down.
Yeah.
And that should just fit under the foot. So if I do that, this gauge
Oh, brilliant. Just checks that it is the
Yes.
right.
fit.
Yeah.
It doesn't flap about,
Yeah.
but it's not tight.
Brilliant.
And that's a very quick fit.
There's so many lovely meshes. I have the Cutie Breeze. I use it with my Elna 782 Excellence. Aftercare is brilliant when you're hanging on large bike hooks
Bike
as well.
hooks, yes. We keep one in our workshop because obviously we test it.
Hang.
I'll show you when we lift this off,
Yeah.
I'll show you how easy it is to lift up and down. So we've checked that.
There's 18 of you who want the Little Rebel. There's only 2 left to be allocated. Remember, it's got that auto-stitch regulator, which is an amazing piece of technology. You also get, then, this separate hand switch. So you can use it as the start-stop button,
Yes.
but when you're using it with the cutie frame.
You wouldn't use that if you were...
No.
Because you've got the foot control or the button.
Yeah. I just love the space of it. And it's all solid, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a
definitely.
really lovely, solid machine. It will sell out today. If you've got it in your basket, please do check out as soon as you can. You get a warranty with the machine?
Yes, there's a 2-year warranty.
Yeah.
And that's against parts of workmanship. It is a return to base, so keep the box.
Yeah.
Pack it up. We will arrange to collect it. You don't have to send it. We arrange to collect it. We bring it in. We fix it. To date, I've had one problem, and that was on the very first machine we had in, and didn't check the voltage on it, and there was a voltage changeover switch.
Right, oh, okay.
We just check it as a matter of course now. I just get on, and there was a big puff of smoke.
But there you go. I mean, it's all. This is what's brilliant. Is
That was during our go to any customers.
Yeah.
Right, another little device they give, and it's very small. I don't know whether you can see that.
That's it, yeah.
Right, now that is a magnet. And when you put the needle in, at this thread, it's very difficult to get your needle laying true across the flats of the needle. And it will point directly at you.
Right.
So if it points to you,
Yeah.
then it's not in the correct.
See, these are all little extras that you just went on
But
there.
they're all included with this.
Fantastic.
Okay, so that guarantees that the needle goes in straight and true.
So it's very intuitive, very easy to use. It has also the antenna as well to be able to put your really big.
Yes, you can put large. And we sell the, goodness me, finesse thread.
Yeah.
It's one that Grace sell. We've got it on offer at the moment on our website, and it's $3.
Oh, brilliant. Because when you're doing quilting, you obviously use a lot of thread. And a big bobbin as well.
Yes. I was going to show you the bobbin.
Yeah.
Under here, I don't want to be difficult to show, but I can explain it. Can you see the light?
Yeah, I can. Oh.
So when you're trying to fumble and get the bobbin out, you just look, and there's the light, and you can see what you're doing.
Yeah, difficult to see on screen, but you'll be able to see it when you get home. It's got a really well-lit, massive bobbin as well.
So it's a traditional style of bobbin case.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Traditional bobbin, but you're going to be able to fit loads of thread on there.
It's the M-class bobbin, so it gives you so much extra thread. And very easily, you drop the bobbin in, hook the thread in there, pick up the latch, put it in the machine. Job done.
Amazing. Right, so in fact, what we're going to do is we're going to go to a tiny little break, and we're going to be able to get the machine off so you can then see the machine, the frame on its own. We're going to load the 680 in. This also just gives you a minute to check out your baskets, and then we can reassess the stock levels. If you've got them in on the web or on Facebook, of course, I'll have a check on the Facebook page. Stay where you are, check out your baskets at that cutie frame after this.
Can you believe that Sewing Street is turning?
So that's 5 years of sharing sewing, stitching and creativity with you, our Sewing Street family.
And to celebrate in style, we're bringing you a whole week of fun.
We'll be starting every morning, even earlier at 6 a.m. So set your big names, exciting launches and some seriously special treats.
And fantastic goodies from storage for crafts, sewing online, and so much more.
So make sure you're there for surprises, deals, and lots of sewing fun.
Mark your calendar, set your alarms every day from 6 a.m. to mark Sewing Street's 5th birthday.
Our birthday event is running from Monday the 24th of Feb to Sunday the 2nd of March. You won't want to miss our birthday exclusive deals, so set your alarms for 6 a.m. every day during our birthday.
Never miss a show by watching on the go with the Sewing Street app. Head over to your App Store now and search Sewing Street and simply download to your smartphone or tablet. You can watch the shows live and see your favourite presenters and guests. Click on the Today button to shop all of the products that are featured in today's show. Wonder what's hot? Then click here to see today's bestsellers and highlights. Have you missed a show or want to watch one back? Then click the schedule button and you can go back 7 days to watch and shop, and you can also see what's coming up over the next 7 days. Say hello or ask a question to our guests, then send a message to the studio. You can also see news, events, product launches and much more by clicking here for our social media pages. Never miss a show by watching on the go with Sewing Street.
Very happy 5th birthday, Sewing Street. Have a wonderful day.
doesn't, from the little studio over in the old manor house to where we are today at Sewing Street. So it gives me great pleasure to wish a very, very happy birthday to our viewers who make it possible, and to everyone behind the camera as well as the presenters at Sewing Street. So from us at Village Fabrics here, happy birthday!
Hello, Janet Clare here, just calling in from my happy place, my lovely sewing machine, to wish Sewing Street a very happy 5th birthday. Many happy returns.
Join us live on Thursday, the 27th of February on Facebook from 2 p.m. for an extra hour of Sewing Street fun.
It's called Sewing Street Extra Stitch. I know. And what we're going to be doing is an extra hour on Facebook and on Instagram, on the Sewing Street pages, exclusive products and deals, competitions and giveaways.
Simply follow our Facebook page for more information and we'll see you there on Thursday.
Did you know at Sewing Street that on various products we offer split pay? That means on certain items you can spread the cost over 2, 3, 4 or sometimes even 5 interest-free monthly payments. Just pay the first instalment when you purchase and you're away. So shop your way with split pay.
Welcome back, welcome back. Right, in those few overs to the studio, and we've kind of reconfigured this so that you can see the cutie frame. And even my floor manager, Michael Wolf, was saying, just listen.
No noise.
No noise. I mean, the technology in that, amazing, gliding.
By using roller bearings, which you can actually see probably better here, they're set at 45 degrees, so you split the weight, and it just literally...
Oh, here we go, yeah.
Pulls. See the rollers there?
Oh!
And it is totally effortless.
So you could go backwards, diagonally, in whatever configuration
Any direction you wish to go.
There's no sort of stopping or jolting.
No,
it's just so smooth.
It just glides.
And this sort of caster, this base here, this, I was saying, it's lovely and lightweight. You're doing this literally, you could do it with one finger. It is gliding. But it is so solid that this will take the weight of your larger machines. We just saw it with the Little Rebel, the Grace Company Little Rebel, but we're going to see it with the Janome, any of your machines, any of the Jukies. The only thing is, I don't even want to say restricted with height, because you're not how big that machine was.
The Rebel will go on, so anything else is going to go on.
We're saying virtually any domestic machine you are going to be able to fit on there comfortably, and you are going to be able to, it will hold the weight. It is solid.
Every beam potentially is a different height off the floor.
Yeah.
So if we look at the Elna and the Rebel, they're both different from one another, but these sides are all adjustable, so we can move it up or down to suit the machine.
Now, could I put this on my dining table? I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
Right. There is nothing, this is not bolted down in any way, shape or form. But if I show you, that just doesn't move.
No, it doesn't.
It uses a double side or an adhesive.
It's not going to damage the table. Oh gosh,
like
even when you tilted
rubber.
that up then, that locks out in place.
Just rolled along.
Oh, it's like those TrueCut rulers, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, it just doesn't move.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely, but it only sits on there. And then you've got it on your dining table, somebody suddenly turns up and you want to have a lunch. If there's anything, you can take that off. So that's your one carriage off. This carriage comes off.
It's brilliant, isn't it? No wonder so many people come to you at the shows and say, this is
You just lift up your frame.
Oh, look at how lightweight that is. That is brilliant. We'll actually hang this up.
Yeah.
Where is it that
And there you
install-
are.
Yeah, one hand.
And I'm not Charles Atlas by any means. Easy to hold up. And then back
Who's Charles
on.
Atlas? He's a bodybuilder, isn't he? Brilliant.
So that's how easy it is.
Let's see one of our flagship machines, the onto this. So,
Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to reverse that process. So I take the front to back carriage. Here we go.
right.
Sorry, left to right carriage.
And look at that. You could get some real speedy quilting on this. I'm now thinking if you are
No
a
maniac
quilting
behaviour.
group. Oh, yeah. Speedy Gonzalez.
Get
here
free,
we are.
go too
Oh, no, don't talk to me about that. 5-way split pay. 5-way split pay as well. If you are a group.
Yes.
I mean, this is such
We
an
sell lots of the
exciting-
frames to quilting groups. They put it at the church hall or they take it home. You get it this week, they get it the following week.
Oh, there's loads of you checking out on this. I'm so thrilled for you. If you've been waiting for the moment for this to be back in stock, I'm guilty of it as well. It's the first time I've seen it on air. I know Stuart Hillard was very jealous this morning.
Yes, he was.
He actually did blame the scheduling department and said it should be on with him. I was like, no, it shouldn't. I've been waiting patiently for this
Well,
show.
this is our 4th presentation, and you've all been wonderful,
love
but
it.
you are delightful.
We all absolutely love it.
Right, so I've taken the bar out
Yeah.
because that is actually going to go through the arm of the machine. So we have to have that out of the way, and
Yeah.
just one screw, and that's out.
Karen said that she's just got the frame, whoop whoop. Oh, I'm so excited for you. She's also said she's got the fit on as it's a heavy machine.
Yes,
I
it
did
will.
ask you about the weight of machines.
On the Juki, if I remember rightly, where the touch panel is, slightly leans out. If it does, you may not be able to get the 4th clip on. There are clips on here to clamp it.
So am I still clips on?
Yeah, 3 of the clips are absolutely fine. There's 1, 2, 3, and leave that one. Just slide it out.
Ah.
And I'm pretty sure that's what happens with the Juki.
Brilliant. So your machine is locked in, because when I was seeing you, I was thinking, oh my gosh, is my machine going to topple off? It's locked in place,
Yes.
isn't it?
There's 4 clamps, but 2 clamps is enough to hold it.
Okay.
And if you're going to be using the same machines, you know, most people use their sewing machine, they don't have a spare machine that goes on here.
Yeah.
Then what we say is you line your machine up with the front
I'll get the
edge.
680 for you. I'll grab it now. More in baskets than we have availability, by the way. Now, we are at that danger zone now that we've got more in baskets. Now, this is the 680 plus. It's a big machine. It's
I'm going to just go around the other side
Yeah.
of the table. Slightly easier to do.
Yeah.
And then that just slides on there. And we line it up with the...
Brilliant. Oh, hello, Michael Wolf.
We then
Say hello.
clamp on the sides,
Yeah.
clamp here. You don't need these to be jammed tight, just clamped on.
Is that it? No,
That's on there.
clamped in.
Yeah, that's going nowhere. In fact, if I was to lift that now, it will
Yeah.
lift the carriage.
Yeah.
So
That is in. Oh,
go.
fantastic. And then all you need to do is put your, obviously, machine in free motion.
yes.
Yeah.
What we recommend with a normal machine, as opposed to one with stitch regulation, is to use it, I think we mentioned this anyway, but don't try and overdo it. So if we use it at half speed, turn the foot control round so the high side is near, push it to the floor, and away you go. And it really does work.
Oh, honestly, you're
And
gonna
you
have
do
so much
your
fun
own
with this.
stitch regulation then.
Yeah, and you will just get into a rhythm with it as you would, but you're not moving the quilt underneath you.
no.
You're not having to. I mean, when I first started trying to do free motion, I was so tense,
yes.
my shoulders. I felt like I was in all these awkward positions, let alone with a huge quilt. Whereas here, you're literally gliding your machine across.
Absolutely.
I have a
you aim to-
Husqvarna design. Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt. It says a question here from. Oh, I'm not quite sure, but it says I have a Husqvarna Designer Epic Sewing Embroidery Machine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, you take the embroidery unit off
Yeah.
and just use the sewing machine on here.
Brilliant.
Works
Brilliant.
equally well. When you put this bar on, the aim is to have room just to get your little finger under that bar.
Okay.
If it wasn't enough room, you literally lift that.
We've all got numbers on here. Is it
Yes.
just to make sure that you're level?
Yes.
Both sides.
But also, when you put it away, you can actually crash it right down.
Yeah.
And then know that I always set it on number 4 for my machine.
Yeah.
Set it onto it.
Yeah.
So it's that easy.
Brilliant. Brilliant,
And then
brilliant.
we would be ready to sew.
Oh, everybody thinking about it. The amount of messages that we've had today have been saying it is an absolute brilliant piece of kit. And I do love the fact that you don't actually need to have another room or even invest in another machine. You can do. I mean, if you have the budget to do it, brilliant. We have got the little Rebel on the show today. But even your machine at home, it's going to be
Your
perfect
machine
for.
fits it.
Loads of messages of asking, will my machine be okay? Will my machine be okay?
The Bernina 590 is brilliant because it actually has BSR, which is Bernina Stitch Regulator.
Right.
So if you set it up with BSR, you then have a stitch regulated, as Rebel is, on your frame. So it works really well.
Oh, there's an Elner as well. Which Elner is it that's got the 782, I believe, it's got the stitch regulator?
New one,
yes, fantastic. I am disabled. Is it suitable to use sat down?
Absolutely. You just literally would have a lower table than this, and I will try and imitate a sitting position. Yeah. But there you go.
I think for anybody, like you said, who has got slight limitations, you can literally move it.
If I just give it a light push, you can see it trickling across. And we haven't spent a great deal of time balancing it and setting it up. That was plonked on the table, dropped the machine on, and there we are.
Oh, Samantha's watching, everyone. We're watching from Cape Verde.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Samantha.
Oh, well done,
this
Pops.
Is Pop's Willie.
Oh, Emily, are you having a lovely holiday, making loads of sand castles in Cape Verde?
I think they are.
Pops is brilliantly. Is this your first time on the telly? This is fab, isn't it? But, I mean, you're used to talking to a lot of people at shows, and I bet,
I'm just talking. I'm selling to you at the moment.
Yeah.
Everybody else is watching us.
But it's lovely to have the time, isn't it? At a show, you know what it's like. You're in the aisles, you can't quite see, you can't ask the questions, you go home and then you think, I should have asked this.
And people get frustrated, can't actually get in and see it and try it. We try where we can to allow everybody to try it out, but it's not easy. Whereas here, we've got time, we can discuss the finer points of it and go through, and you're asking some wonderful questions.
Oh, yeah, get all of your questions in, because this is the perfect time to do it. We've got Rob for the next hour, but we have got TrueCut, rulers and rotary cutters as well to show you. So if you do want the cutie frame, I feel like I'm saying this is your final call, and that is not to rush or to pressure anyone. It's just to make sure that you've secured it.
Yeah, we are going to be at least 8 weeks, so we get another shipment. So.
Okay. Well, that's changed things a lot, because how many people did you say we've got in baskets, Ben? 6. Are way over. In fact, that's more than we started with. Yeah. If you want it, we've got £100 off today. You're not going to need to then lug it to the car park if you're buying it at the NEC. You know, it can be quite a walk with that big box. It's going to be delivered straight to your door. These are all in stock. You're not going to be waiting 8 weeks for it.
No, we're selling what we have in our warehouse.
And you've got your shop to win. You got the shop to win entry for both drawers today. £179.80 on our split pay as well. Now, if you happen to win the weekly draw, look at what you've got there. I mean, amazing, amazing. Thank you.
That's okay.
As well. For
no QT.
Right.
Rather than the breeze. So it doesn't have the overhead handles. It has handles underneath.
Yeah.
We still have a few of those left.
Yeah.
They're a little bit cheaper, but I don't have enough to do a presentation with them.
This is the breeze, which now has the overhead handles, so you're not having to lift your quilt.
Because the others, you had to roll the front of the quilt as well as the back of the quilt. And Grace have now bought this carriage. It's called the Chariot, and that will fit on the original Grace frame. So they're available from us as well. If anybody has bought the original, they can then buy the Chariot handles.
Brilliant. Fabulous frame.
Thank you, Alison.
Such a fantastic show from Alison in Cheshire. Also, if you are on the fence, please ask the questions while you can, as we've got a lot that we want to talk about today. If you did have the little Rebel machine in your basket, please also be aware that is now the very last 2. the very last 2 of those machines. And that, again, I don't think we're going to be able to do for
I'm going to be able to hold my head up with Sam.
I know.
Because she'd be able to judge me now and say I was no good.
Oh no! This is another amazing sellout show. It always is. The proof is in the pudding. We now have more than 70 of you who've got the Cutie Frame Breeze in your basket. £179.80 on split pay. I'm sorry to rush you, but please, please, please do check. Now, we will come back to this, but we also have something really exciting. I believe they've only been on air once. And this is something I know you're extremely passionate about well, is the TrueCut Starter Kit. This, again, is another amazing piece of kit that I think you're all going to love. So stay exactly where you are. Keep your questions coming in. We'll recap the Cutie Frame before the end on to the TrueCut ruler and rotary blades right after this.
Our birthday event is running from Monday the 24th of Feb to Sunday the 2nd of March. You will get exclusive deals, so set your alarms for 6 AM every day during our birthday.
Join us live on Thursday the 27th of February from 2 PM for an extra hour of Sewing Street fun.
It's called Sewing Street Extra Stitch. I know. Apparently, what we're going to be doing is an extra hour on Facebook and on Instagram, on the Sewing Street pages. We're going to have exclusive products and deals, competitions, and giveaways.
Simply follow our Facebook page for more information, and we'll see you there on Thursday.
Can you believe that Sewing Street is turning 5 years old?
So that's 5 years of sharing sewing stick activity with you, our Sewing Street family.
And to celebrate in style, we're bringing you a whole week of fun.
We'll be starting morning, even earlier at 6 AM. So set your alarms and expect big names, exciting launches, and some seriously special treats.
And fantastic goodies from storage for crafts, sewing online, and so much more.
So make sure you're there for surprises, deals, and lots of sewing fun.
Mark your calendar, set your alarms every day from 6 AM to mark Sewing Street's 5th birthday.
Never miss a show by watching on the go with the Sewing Street App Store now, and search Sewing Street and simply download to your smartphone or tablet. You can watch the shows live and see your favourite presenters and guests. Click on the Today button to shop all of the products that are featured in today's show. Want to know what's hot? Then click here to see today's bestsellers and highlights. Have you missed a show? Or click the schedule button and you can go back 7 days to watch and shop, and you can also see what's coming up. Want to say hello or ask a question to our guests? Then send a message to the studio. You can also keep in touch with all the latest news, events, product launches, and much more by clicking here for our social media pages. Never miss a show by watching on the go with Sewing Street.
Very happy 5th birthday, Sewing Street. Have a wonderful day.
Day. Honestly, everybody has been so excited to meet you as well, Rob, because you've been eagerly awaited in the wings. You're normally in the wings. You do normally come to
I normally stand over there.
You're normally Samantha's glamorous assistant.
Yeah, I am. Unglamorous assistant.
Oh no, I was just saying to Rob in the break, you've got resemblance to someone, and I can't think it is. And you know, it clicked that I think you look a little bit like John Scott's much younger brother.
Thank you. I like the much younger bit.
He got me yesterday with a...
Yes. No, it's this one, sorry. If you look at this, it just slides. If I turn it round where the true grips are...
That is brilliant.
So your rulers really hold position.
Yeah.
And in the true grips, you actually get... They look like that.
Oh, so they're slithers as well. They're not going to impact in the accuracy.
They make no difference. And you've got two pieces. You've got the outer piece, which is, I'm trying to find one I haven't pinched. There's the outer piece.
Right, yeah.
And then there's the small inner piece.
Yeah.
And if you have just a small ruler or something you don't want to move, you can just stick the small ones on and they work equally as well as
Right, so it doesn't have to be with the True Grip ruler.
No.
It doesn't just work with these
No,
rulers.
it works with any ruler. You can have those as a...
Gosh, that is sturdy then, isn't it?
But you try at that end...
Oh, yeah, that's straight away going to move. You're instantly
And you can
running
press
the
down,
risk.
it still doesn't hold.
No, you're running the risk then of losing your
Yes,
accuracy
exactly.
and slipping, aren't you? Whereas with the True Grips, and how many of these have you put on here? 1, 2, 3?
I think there's 6 on that one.
Right.
So I've only put them at the one end so I could demonstrate theory.
That is brilliant. Now, different to your normal rulers.
Yes.
First of all, you notice it's got the little here, and it also has a little ridge on either side.
Has like a track.
Yeah.
The holes are just to allow you to hold your fabric, and you can see exactly where you've placed it, so you can line it all up.
Bring you over just slightly.
And
so
the track...
That's to hold it in position.
Yes. And the track is to hook your
cutter. In fact, it was John Scott who messaged me yesterday. We were chatting about his Facebook Live show. He was saying he saw this at a show and said, I've wanted one ever since. It's brilliant. It's got a little ridge in it that's a tracker, so you're not going to slip off piece when you're cutting.
So if I just do that...
It's an unusual sort of...
First, because that is probably its greatest feature.
Right.
And that is, it's called an ergo cutter, comfort grip. And basically, when you use a normal cutter, you end up with a bent wrist, and you, after about 10 minutes, it doesn't work. With this one, you use it like that. Right. So your arm and your hand are always in line.
Yeah.
And then just cut. You press down on your finger, so there.
And it's on that
So there's no swerving off, it just doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't go, you know, you go along a normal one, you go...
That is brilliant. So it's that safety as well, isn't it?
It's safety.
It's
Saves
safety,
your fingers.
yeah.
It's got other features. One of the ones that I particularly is this little plastic piece on either side will clip out.
Yeah.
And you can put your name on there.
Oh, that's good. So if you're at a workshop or a class, you always have somebody that ends up
Somebody will
going,
nick
that's
your
mine.
cutter.
Yeah.
But you can put your name on it and it's yours.
Now, I'm a left-hander. Can I use this as on my left-hander?
Yes, you can, absolutely. So I'll show you changing the blade first because that is part of the process. Just lift that there, take that out, your blade comes out, you put your new blade in, you put that back in there and click. That is the blade changed. I'll do it again because that's so quick and easy.
So this is a 45mm blade, and will it fit most rotary blade brands? Yeah.
Most blades will fit it, and it will fit. The blades will fit most colours. So we lift the trigger, lift that out, take your blade out, throw it away, put your new blade in, drop that back in there, and press.
That is brilliant. That is brilliant. And because of the way it is with that guide, obviously it has to be a completely...
You change it.
Yeah.
So we've got to reverse everything. So again, we do the same process. That comes off.
Yeah.
That comes out. We lift that up and we pop that out.
Okay.
We put that in there. We put that in there.
I mean, you would obviously only really need to do this.
Put that on there.
How easy is that?
And there's your left-handed action.
Fantastic. And it's all lovely and sort of soft grip. It's got that little thumb rest here. So it feels really nice to hold, doesn't it?
It does. And I'm going to reverse it, Brave.
No, it's good to see it again, isn't it? How quick and easy it is. Can I remind you, you're also getting a saving today on the whole starter pack. So within here, you're getting the My Comfort rotary cutter, which is your 45mm cutter, your 24.5" by 6.5", which is brilliant because that means you can cut your full width of fabric. It's a really useful size. And also your non-adhesive rings, your True Grip rings as well. The whole pack. If you want them individually, they're available under fabulous value for money. Do they come in the nice case as well?
Yes, that's all with it.
That's brilliant. So if you go into a workshop or a class, you've got the storage as well.
Absolutely. So I'm going to reverse it just to put it back to the way I want it. So we lift that out, slide that, lift that up, take that off, put it back in there, put that back in there, put the blade on, and that just there.
Oh, super easy.
Right, now I've just got to go offset a second.
Absolutely, you go to the basement and find some fabric. Well done, everybody who's got their quilting ruler. We've got them individually. If there is any of the items that you would as well, have a check. We will run them through. But I do love that you've included probably the most useful ruler.
Yes. So we put our ruler on there. We open our cutter. We hook it on. I tend to put my finger down the spine.
Oh, okay.
And quite light.
Oh.
I can do a tiniest slither cut.
Okay, so having that guide, it doesn't actually affect
where
it's cutting, if you know what I mean. Oh, accuracy with your ruler.
Yes.
Even though you've got the little grip, the holes here to be able to hold it in place, you still can see, even on dark fabric,
you've got your scale in, so you can line everything up. You've got your angles all put down here.
Yeah.
So you've got your 45, your 60 and your 30, or 30 and 60, whichever way you want to look at it. And mark it both ways as well, so depending on whether you're left or right-handed and which side you're coming from.
And you do have that little lip,
Yes,
both sides
both
as well,
sides.
the track as well.
Left-handers. And
that is solid.
it doesn't break. They're made of a tough but slightly unbreakable plastic. It can be broken. But
live
you
on
saw
the
I gave that a
telly.
good thump. You heard
Yeah,
the
you did.
noise. And we slide that on there.
Oh my gosh, that is really robust, because this is the thing, the amount of times with quilting rulers, you know, you do have to be really careful, whereas this one, it is a workhorse.
Yes, it definitely
Use
is.
it.
You can drop it on the floor, the corners don't chip.
Yeah.
And if you use the square ones, or the triangle,
Oh yeah, we got those available, the equilateral triangles.
you've actually got a breakout point. So when you cut down, it can come out, because obviously you need to end.
So then you don't lose.
Yeah, the tips.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's all in there, and you've got your lines across, lines down. They're all scaled, they're all in inches, which I know is not what we do these days, but quilters are inches.
Oh, absolutely.
Nobody quilts in metric.
No, no. So you've got all inch measurements
Available.
Have we got all these individually available as well?
Yes.
Can we do the true grips?
Yes.
Because any of
Any-
your rulers.
they're
so
on
if
there.
you find that any of your rulers are slipping, have a go with these. They're £6.90. They are brilliant. And yeah, I mean, this is going to be fantastic to use on any of your acrylic rulers.
Great things with this. I'm just going to absolutely certain.
Oh, multiple layers.
I think we've got 8 layers there.
Oh, no problem whatsoever. No problem.
Let's
That
count up.
rotary cutter is
1,
brilliant,
2, 3,
isn't it?
4, and 8.
What's this, please? What's this
Right,
that comes?
that is your guide.
Yeah.
So you can also buy it and use it as a standard cutter.
So you don't need to use it
Don't have to
just
have
with
the
these
rulers.
rulers. Brilliant.
What
Have a
we
go. It's a great
suggest to people, if they were to buy, and they had a lot of rulers and they just weren't sure,
Yeah.
we suggest just buy one ruler, so you at least feel the benefit of
Yeah.
it. But you can leave it as it is there in the packet,
Yeah.
and it will just work like a normal, but it's got the ergo feature, which means it doesn't shatter your...
Fantastic. And then there's your safety guard as well. It is really lovely to hold.
gonna turn-
Anybody who has dexterity of those remaining, and remember you can personalise them as well, which is brilliant. We've got, because, yes, we've got a lot to show you.
Right, I want you to try it now.
Yes,
so I
please.
just
Go
turned
on.
that to left-hand side.
We've got the ruler. The ruler's on now. Here's the ruler on its own. Have you turned it round for
Yep,
me?
it's all done.
Okay.
So it's open, so just watch your fingers.
Okay. So it's how do I get it into the track?
Just the blade outside and
Yeah.
the plastic inside.
Oh, it feels really nice, easy.
And just do the finest slither there.
Okay, so I'm on my track. Am I on the track? Yeah. There you go. And it's not going to budge. Do you know, sometimes if you're putting a lot of weight onto it, or if you're nervous about fabric that you're cutting, you could veer off easily.
Yeah.
With this ruler, this is the 24.5-inch ruler that you've got on screen now. Yeah. That's really great to use
it
those
really does what it says on the tin.
Yes.
You don't get fatigued. The safety guard is right there at your fingertips. Yeah. So as you come off, you can just shut the guard.
You just get into a habit of putting it on. We've got the 6.5, 12.5. Oh, this is such another really useful size to have.
Here we are.
$19.99. Get yourself the True Grips if you
all
need
the
to
features, still unbreakable.
The rise with those tracks on both sides, and chip resistant as well.
Yes.
That is good quality, isn't it? Got the 3x18-inch.
Yes, 3x18.
Oh, I love this. If you're doing smaller projects, this is really useful indeed.
There's
Still
the new
with the
one.
tracks.
That's the one we use.
Here's a question. If I don't have a rotary cutter, can I still use this with my normal rotary cutter that I have at home?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
So you just use your normal rotary cutter. We did have one laying around here somewhere earlier. But
suppose the hip then acts like another little safety barrier.
It's a taller guide, that's all. So it's like using a thicker ruler.
Yeah, brilliant.
And it's quite, you don't end up with half a finger.
Oh gosh, we've all seen it. We've all seen it. We love that size. We like that size. And also, remember, add the tri-grips to your order as well. Yeah. Definitely add those in.
We do a 12.
We were talking about that size earlier. This is such a useful size for squaring up any of your blocks, for squaring up any of your cushions. It does also have more surface area for your rotary blade, giving a safer and more stable cut, it says on the front. Fabulous. The 90-degree triangle ruler. You're flying through these now, Rob. This has got the raised edges on each of them, but notice again, you mentioned it stops here for a reason.
That means you can actually come out of it, because otherwise you'd be stuck into a blind corner.
You're not going to lose that point.
The ridge came down there, you wouldn't be able to get past.
So that fits your rotary cutter straight through it. Whether it be the ergonomic rotary cutter earlier or this one, that's the right 90-degree right angle ruler. I love this ruler. This is such a useful, so much with it as well. It is your classic 60, 90 or 120-degree kite ruler. There's loads of different YouTube ideas or Pinterest ideas of what to do with it. We should come and you should come and do some quilting blocks.
Factory during my training. Will you put some buttonholes in my daughter's blouse?
Yeah.
Buttonhole machine does a buttonhole in about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So off they went. She went home quite happy. Came in the next day with a face like thunder.
Oh, I didn't know.
So she couldn't, boys and girls have
different side brackets.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I have.
It's so that when you do your little boy's shirt up, you do it the right way round. So it is the right way round when you're facing him.
Oh, no.
So that is why I don't do sewing.
Oh, dear. Equilateral triangle, Bob.
There's your triangle.
Once again, remember, different to any of your other quilting rulers that we've seen before because it has this rail to go with your rotary cutter. You can still use it with your other rotary cutters at home and it just acts as a real sort of safety guard on there as well, which is brilliant. But if you do today get yourself the rotary cutter, then it means that is going to sit in void, you slipping off the edge. Paul's upstairs, he loves these. I was talking to one of our buying team.
But as soon as they see it, they buy.
What size have you got here?
8x3.
8x3. I love these. This size, when we have this size in any other brand as well, this size always. Never had one that has that raised edge as well. £12.99. That one's a size that you can fit in your, in your pencil case for workshops and classes.
Yeah, it's ideal for a little portable one.
Well, if you're just doing half square triangles, then that's ideal. The square. 6.5-inch square. Remember, it's got those little slots as well. Once again, for the stability. So even if you don't have the true grips today, you're going to be able to hold this down and get that accuracy that you want as well. £15.99 for your 6.5-inch square ruler. Now, Just to remind you, there is a discount. You want to try this out? We've got your I say starter bundle. I think this is some of the most useful.
Yes.
These are the most useful products, aren't they? Having your 24.5-inch ruler, having your rotary cutter with that special technology that's got that incredible ergonomic sort of shape, but also with the tracks in there to glide across your rulers. You've got the ruler, you've got the True Grips included as well. It will hold in place. And you've also got the storage pack as well with a discount because it's our birthday. Can I just mention, before we go back over to the Gracie, the machine, there are 2 left. For anybody who...
We're down to 2?
Yeah, literally down to 2. Now, for the 19 people who have got it in baskets, can I just remind everybody, because I know we saw it straight away on the Gracie frame, but I must remind everyone, this is also a normal sewing machine. It isn't just a free motion machine.
No.
I can now put my other feet on it as well and do all of my everyday sewing. Probably the biggest machine that I've seen in terms of throat space and height as well. Does that make a difference? Well...
Roll your quilt up,
Yeah.
it will go through.
Yes.
If you're doing binding on a quilt, that works really well. And what I've noticed that I hadn't even thought about is it is just so easy. If you're trying to do the binding and you've got all that quilt, you can either throw it outside and do the binding on the edge, but if you want to do something in the middle and you just need that to go up like that, that's what you need to do.
But this is, I mean, it is a fab bit of kit for anybody who is a quilter.
Yes, definitely.
Your piecing, your free motion quilting, people missing out on this. I'm so sorry that we don't have more today, but we did want to bring it in. We did want to make sure. We've had it on once before, and I understand, look, it's a considered purchase. The great thing about the Gracie is that you don't necessarily need to invest in a new machine, obviously. The budget allows. What is fantastic is it does work hand in hand with the Cutie Breeze, doesn't it?
Definitely.
It's
it just goes on top and away you go. You've got the thread stand for the large reels of thread. It's got a built-in bobbin winder, sew in without running
independently.
The machine. Yeah, totally independently. You have another reel of thread on here, over, and just quickly.
Oh, so that means I don't have to stop, you know,
no,
I don't have to...
no unthreading, it just does it.
Brilliant. It's got that stitch regulator.
Yes. That's the small, I don't know whether we can see that from above.
Yeah, that section.
There's a small, looks like a little glass window.
Little sensor, is it?
But it is a sensor, and it just senses the fabric moving.
How clever is
and
that?
And it reads it, and away you go.
Now, you could use it with or without a foot pedal. When you're doing this with your Cutie Breeze, you don't actually need it with a foot pedal because it comes with an extra attachment, which is a hand switch.
Yes. That's to fit on the handlebars, so you're always connected with it.
Fantastic. And it also has that extra light underneath the side here. Oh, if I spin this round, you might be able to see that now. There is a light that comes on here, and you'll be able to then see exactly where your bobbin is, and it really easily.
And you can get your hand under the quilt to get to that. Within a very short period of time. You don't need to look, you just do it by touch, and out it comes.
I think everybody's leapfrogging everyone. There's 2 people who just this second dialed through. Speak to the customer service team, ask availability, you never know. If it's in your basket, it's dangerous territory now. It's $599 on split pay. Little Rebel, or with the Cutie Breeze. I thought we've got 2 hours, got loads of time to talk about everything, and time is escaping us.
Yes.
But you do get your phone number as well.
Yes. Every kit we send out, my business card is in there, and we put a little cover note. If you have a problem, don't get wound up, just ring us. It's what we do, it's what we know. You don't. The books are very good, the instructions are excellent, but just once in a while you say, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll sort it out for you.
Do you know what I love? How refreshing is that in today's modern world where you just want to pick up the phone and speak to a human being who understands?
We don't have an automatic phone system. Our phones ring throughout the building. If it rings across, because somebody should have picked it up by then, because everybody can pick it up and then route you to the appropriate person. Leave it ringing, oh, please press 1, please press 2. Drives me crazy. And then you're number 72 in the queue.
So you have that confidence in knowing that you're not just buying from Sewing Street today, like you would buy, off the shelf, and then you're left to your own devices to work it all out. I know that we haven't had a chance to spend as much time as we would like on this machine, but if you do have any questions, of course, you know that you've got Rob then and Samantha and all of the team who are very knowledgeable
it's
on
not
these
just us. I mean, there are other people in the business. If I wasn't, or Sam wasn't available, there is somebody who would be able to assist you.
Brilliant. Now, any questions that you have over the next half an hour, get them in and we can answer them for you. There's now 24 people who are fighting for the last one. I think the last one now. 5-way split pay, £599. It is also with a 2-year warranty, of course. Now, of course, shall we breeze? Let's go on over and see how amazing this is. Now, when you go to workshops, what is the most asked question that you have? Is it, does my machine fit it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what's often your answer?
Which machine do you have? Yeah. But my most common answer is yes. Yes, it does.
Most domestic machines, we say most, obviously just always to cover ourselves because we can't completely guarantee that you haven't got some crazy, you know,
there's
huge
a couple of very, very small throat machines. They're really tiny.
Okay.
Because you do, they've probably got 4 inches of space. That gives you 2.5 inches of sewing space. Yes, they will work. Yeah. But you wouldn't want them to. No, no. So look at something a bit bigger, a bit better.
I suppose the sort of person in the Cutie Breeze is probably somebody that it probably will work with your machine. Yeah. If you've got a slightly more large machine, even the 550 range, 570, you know, the 680 is brilliant. You've got that extra wire, you've got that larger throat space. I've just seen it and we have not got enough to go around. It is back in stock for the birthday. This was one show, Rob, I must say, that I was talking about literally weeks ago, saying, I'm so pleased I put this on the birthday because it is one of our favourite products that we've launched in the 5 years that we've been here.
Well, on the 3 shows we've already done plus today, we've had such a great reception from the people here at Sewing Street, but also the customers out there. And when the show closes, we walk away, people start calling me because they know it's J&B Sewing Machine, so they can look us up. Hi, I've bought on Sewing Street. Do you know when it will be delivered? I said, yeah, no problem. You're down, it's left here already, so it'll be with you in the next 2 days, whatever it might be. And then I say, if you have any issues, ring me. And lots of people call me. Before I came on, I was quite concerned, because this is Samantha's job, not mine.
Well, you are the owner of the company, though, aren't you?
But she is my glamorous assistant, as I said earlier. And we had 44 messages of good luck to me. Oh. All you got to do, you're selling to one person. Just think of the camera as a person. Do what you do at the shows.
You have done so well. I can't believe it's your first time on the telly. I can't believe this is your first show. I know how passionate you are about the product, and that just comes across. Send in your fan mail for Rob. Yeah. You've got to come back. We love you.
Thank you.
Will the frame Innovis V7, please?
Yes, it will.
I mean, you know all these machines, don't you?
The Innovis V7 is a deep throat machine. I think it's 13 inches of throat space, but that's a similar throat space to that one.
Yeah, to the little Rebel.
Separate the embroidery unit off, and away you go.
Brilliant.
Lower the feed, set it onto straight foot on, and sew away.
As long as you haven't got a tiny machine that's got, you know, a couple of inches throat space, you'll be absolutely fine. And it will still work. It's just that you're going to be going to the side, and you'll have to move your quilt a lot more. This is all switched on. Shall we put a quilt onto it and see? Yeah. So you've done your quilt top, you've basted it in place to your wadding and your backing. Right. And this is the bit that a lot of us get a bit, and quite often I'll say, send it off to a long arm quilter if you can afford to do it. And look, expensive to do that. And if you have got the bug and you love quilting, if you love, you know, making it your own, if you love personalisation, this is the product for you. Everything is now accessible with the Cutie phrase, without having to invest in a long arm quilting machine, without having to completely, you know, have a separate room to do it.
I'm just going to get the clip, which I think we'd left over there.
This is completely pull. This is something that's easily, I mean, you saw in seconds how easy it was to pack down and put away, but it is now giving us access to be able to quilt all of those unfinished products. You know, you've all got FOs in there, or Janet Clare calls them flimsies, that you haven't yet quilted. This could be the year that you get them all done. And then I'd be starting my own little business and say, here we go, even to my friends, I'll quilt it for you, I'll quilt it for you. This is brilliant, isn't it? Bearing in mind it's 5-way split pay, you've got it for less than £200 on split pay today. I must reiterate, once they're gone, did you say 8 weeks shipment? And on the J&B website, it's £999. Today, 9 for our birthday. Plus, you're getting the shop to wins. Plus, you're getting, obviously, your pin badge as well. And you're involved in the birthday event, which we love. What are we losing?
Here they are.
Oh, our clips. There we are.
We just lost 2 of our clips.
But these all come included,
Yes.
even these rings, which you then, if you are rolling your quilt up, that's where the excess will go. They slot.
Always put these on right way up.
Okay. Brilliant.
So that's basically ready to go. We need the feed, which it is. Set the machine up on which it is. All right, we need to thread it up.
Oh, Michael Wolf, we're not threaded it.
Thread.
Oh, Rob, you're brilliant. Look, now he's here. He's making himself at home. He's finding some thread. Walk around. Remember, £100 off today. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there will again. Out today, I absolutely can't wait for you to get this home. Let us know. Let us know if you've got it. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. Sorry, you're going to be doing this at a really awkward angle now as well, Rob, aren't we?
I'm not quite tall enough. That's my dad's fault.
We've also given you a huge step here, haven't we?
But my dad was only 5'3½", so I think I did quite well to get here.
We heard all about, if you've ever listened to the crafting podcast, the Crafting Cafe podcast, which is our sister channel's podcast, John Scott was on there the other day. He did his second episode, which was hilarious. The first episode was hilarious, but he did tell you stories of all of these film stars, which is what we love about John, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you met John Scott before,
Yes.
Rob?
Yeah, we did. Our first show was with John.
Oh, I know John loves this. Everyone, all of us, as I said, Stuart's still in the gallery. This, Bex Reed loves this. We all absolutely love it. I think it just changes. I think last time John was there, have a go. I could have a go at doing that. That's what's brilliant, is that you don't need to be an expert. I was chatting to Delphine about it. She is our season pro when it comes to free motion quilting. And anybody who loves free motion quilting anyway, able to do it all the time, you know, on larger projects. But if you are an absolute novice and if you've never done free motion quilting, if it scared you, it's probably because you're battling with the weight of your quilt. You haven't got, you know, the consistency, where is the space to be able to turn your machine, and you're not moving the quilt, you're moving your machine. Remember, oh, sorry, can you see? Do you want me to do that for you?
No, we're all right with it.
Up, 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 up. You're in, you're in. We're in. Sorry. We're in.
We were in.
We were in. We're out. There are now, once everybody's checked out, 3 people missing out. It's going to be a couple of months before we get this back. So if you have got it in your basket, this is it. It's our last half an hour with Rob. If you've got any questions, get them in. It's sort of setting up. I mean, obviously, you'd have your machine threaded before you put it onto the carriage, I would suggest. But you just pull in your bobbin, thread up. You've got the foot pedal plugged in. Remember, Rob, was to have the high side facing you.
And speed about halfway.
He's ready. Our feed dog's dropped.
Yep.
Yeah. We're in.
Take the thread out. And all I'm going to do now is concentrate on the movement.
Okay. How satisfying is this to see, and how easy it is. You can also get this, but you're literally doing that with
the foot control.
The foot control and one hand.
Yeah.
This doesn't have a
stitch regulator.
And your stitching still looks fantastic.
Concentrating one speed, which I've set on the slider.
Yeah.
And then just concentrate on the movement. Job done.
Can I have another go? Go on.
Yeah. Slightly.
I just want to show you, because Rob does this every single day. Shall I try and write my name? Ah! Oh, I'm going over the top. Hang on. If I want to come across, am I just literally pulling the carriage along? I forget. It takes you a moment just to remember that you can go side to side, forward to back, round and round. Right, let me... I see. I'm going to do a Y because it looks nicer.
Yeah, and a little stroll across the
Ooh. Oh, amazing. Right, I've stopped with my needle in.
Tuck that up there.
Oh, sorry.
No, it was my fault.
We've only given you seconds to... Now, if I want to lift my needle up, I just do it with my machine as normal. Cut my thread as normal.
Job done. Move on to the next bit.
Bearing in mind, I mean, I've obviously done it over the top of other threads, but can you see?
That's very good, Vicky.
Thank you, V. Mary. That's very good, Mary. Oh, he's a comedian as well. 899. I am addicted already. The personalisation possibilities are brilliant, aren't they?
You can do any quilting with it. You know, you just meander around. You can do preset patterns. Some people even chalk on it, and then you need this.
I'm having... sorry, as I said, I'm completely addicted. This is brilliant. You can start wherever you want to as well.
Struggling to reach here. Let me just pass that through there.
Fantastic, that's it.
There we are.
I want to do it so you can see it clearly. Right, here we go. And this is without your stitch regulator. Honestly, you get into such a rhythm of this very quickly, don't you?
As soon as you take away one of the settings, which in your worrying about the speed, and then it's quite straightforward because all you're doing is concentrating.
Oh, honestly, even again, my second go.
Why have you changed your name to Jane?
Well done, everyone. I love it. I'm so happy. We need to actually, do you know, like our floor manager, Michael Wolfe? Do you want to come and have a go, Michael? You need to actually come and have a go at this, just to show. He's never done any sewing things ever. I want to show you how much of a novice you can be. Right. You're actually going to do it. Right. So
turn that round for you.
We want the foot, the wedge closest to you.
Straight down.
Yeah.
So when I press that, I need to start moving.
Yeah.
Well, you can,
gently.
Gently.
Can I lean on that now?
No.
It's ever so
Just press it down. That's it.
Ready?
Press it down.
Flat out.
Push it right to the ground. That's it. Now keep moving, sewing. Same as well. You don't need to do that on the first ever time. Who's that?
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
No, the name's cool as well, actually. That's so easy.
Yes.
There you
but
go.
You saw how easy it is, and that was no training. No. That's the first time you ever... well, you helped me carry it in.
I'll help you carry it, that's better.
He's never used a machine before.
No.
Other than carrying them into the studio. But it just shows, again, no matter what machine you have, it's going to be brilliant. I do think, actually, having that throat space, the throat space, obviously you can go all the way across, can't you?
Yes.
But it does give you even more depth to be able to
So there we've hit the limit of where we could come.
Yeah.
With the other machine, we were almost at the front edge.
Yeah.
So, you know, it does make a difference. But that's the limiting factor.
But that's what's brilliant, is that you can use what you already have.
Yeah.
So if you are investing in the Gracie Breeze today, it's costing you less than £200 on split pay, and you can still use your machine. Exactly. You're not have our machine, and you have to have all of our bits and bobs to go with.
You can just... Your machine start off, if you love it and you want to expand, you can go to the Rebel, you can go on to the Grace Unique machines, which go up to a 9.
Yeah.
But, you know, the world's your oyster, but you're not limited at this point.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, the amount of messages that we've had come in as well from people who've already got this home. Can I remind you of how easy it is then? Somebody's rang the doorbell. How easy it is to then take your quilt out or move on to the next section and then...
Should we do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, we've got a bit of time. Cut the thread.
Definitely going to get a cutie. So mesmerising to watch. Honestly, it's so mesmerising to do. It is literally the most... I'm not very good at, you know, meditation, yoga, relaxing. Whereas this, quilting is quite stressful, I know, isn't it? Once you've done all of your nice sewing, it's then the scariness of quilting it. Think of all of the amazing quilting you can do. That meandering that we all love from Delphine Brooks, but also the stars, the hearts that you can do. I bet people get so creative.
Yes, they
with
do.
What they
love
do.
it.
Use it, obviously, there's different attachments. You can get to use quilting rulers and all sorts. I've just ordered mine. Brilliant. I'm so excited. Thank you. They're all in stock. They're all booked out to you. What day are we on today?
We are...
Tuesday. Wednesday.
If the dockets come tomorrow,
yeah,
when I get into work, we will be sending out most of it tomorrow. We may run out of time.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll get everything out tomorrow.
Oh, this is so exciting, isn't it? This is brilliant.
So we've taken the quilt off. Obviously, we can't lift the machine off because the bar is in the way. So one screw and the bar comes out.
Remember, after midnight, it goes back up to $9.99 as well. Just so it's another £100 off for our birthday show. Undo
2 clips. And what I suggest here, because we know the position was correct, just undo 2 clips.
Yeah.
And you've got to...
Right, because those clips completely remove. You can reposition them depending on the size of your machine, can't you? It depends on your table. Someone's asked about the foot pedal. You know, we're saying our foot pedal...
Supply an extension cable.
Ooh.
We are using one here.
Have a chat with Rob if you're struggling with the length of your foot pedal.
So that is the conventional cable.
Come a bit come back over, sorry.
That's, and then we've added this extension to it.
Right.
We don't charge for those, but we can't do them for FAF and Husqvarna because they don't, because of the system. But if you have those, we're happy for us to do it. Extend your cable for you.
Oh, well, you've got Rob's number. So if that's an issue...
Yeah. So if you can't reach the floor, we will extend it for you at no cost.
Oh, honestly, this is what is brilliant. Again, as I said, you're buying from a family business. It's Rob's. Yeah, they're.
I'm just going to stand around the other side.
5-star reviews on the customer service as well. Lift your machine, be able to then use it in any of your other projects. But how quick and easy is this to be able to set up when you need it?
Right, we now lift the upper carriage off, place that on the floor.
Can I just feel the weight of it as well? Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
You don't need to be Popeye, do you?
Lower carriage comes off.
Have you got the measurement size of it, Ben? We've got messages about the size of it.
44 inches wide.
Yeah.
From there to there.
Yeah.
And you need 28 inches deep from here to there of your table. So when it's on the table, this part doesn't need to be on the table. This part doesn't need to be on the table. That can just hang over the front.
Right.
But this, that, and that need to be on the table.
I mean, that is not, it's hard to gauge on the telly, but that is not the size of a dining table. It's not a big space at all. So measure it out on your dining table. It doesn't need to be a workbench that's bolted down because this is a really as well. Yeah. Good morning to you all. What size or width is a fabric is possible to go in the frame?
Anything you like, as big as the room. All you have to do is keep moving it.
Yeah.
You just move it across. Want the stitch on.
Which is how wide is this? Did you say?
You can get 34 inches of stitch width.
Yeah.
Depth depends on your machine.
Right.
Okay. So let's pretend we're putting this away for. So you want it to take the minimum of space. So we lift that. Lift that.
Oh, brilliant.
So it takes even less space. Same here.
How clever.
That's it. Bye-bye.
And once again, this is not two-way sturdy, but it is not... He's about to bench press it. Fantastic.
One-handed.
Yeah. Brilliant. And it'll come in a box that needs a little bit of construction, but a very thorough manual as well.
There's nothing difficult about the construction. It's easy to do, and you've got my phone.
Oh, brilliant.
So if anybody likes me and wants my phone number, buy a frame.
I know, I was like, Rob, you're giving out your phone number with this. It's got your business card when you get your box home. So any questions that you have, you'll be able to get through. And
genuinely, we are there to help. We love it. We love what we do. We enjoy doing it. And I'm passionate about it, so it's not a chore ever.
Oh, we have had so many people who, of course, have really championed the aftercare of it as well. You can turn your dining room into that long arm quilting sort of room that you've always dreamed of. But if you go and send your quilt off to have it long arm quilted, the first split pay, it could cost you more than that.
Yes.
If you have got 10 quilts in the cupboard, you have said, I've had it as quilt tops for so long, I haven't got round to quilting them. I feel quilting them on my small domestic with them long arm quilted, or I want to gain that confidence.
Yes.
And like you say, I want them to be my quilts.
Yes. The important thing, when you get it home, don't put that quilt, the project that you've spent the last 3 years piecing, onto it. Bit of wadding and play.
Yeah.
Scribble, work it so you've used up all the space, then change the thread colour.
Yeah.
So you can see again that you've improved because you've got smoother swirls. Don't fight with yourself. Don't grip.
No.
You're trying to drive a racing car, just gently, and then you're not fighting where you go.
Yeah.
And it really does work.
Oh, you will love it. Anybody who's worrying about it, I cannot recommend it enough. And I think the proof is in the pudding that the 4 times that we've brought it to air, every single time it has sold out. We are not going to be able to get any more for at least 8 weeks. So once this sells out, which it will today, we're down to the final few in stock. A couple of months. It had to be part of the birthday. It's one of the most impressive pieces of kit that we've had on the show in the last 5 years. I've been here since day dot, and I
think it's a
it.
lovely item because it does what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
There's no trickery. Do it, you set it up, play with it, and you'll have fun.
And it's a breeze. It is a breeze.
It's a breeze, hence the name.
It is a breeze. On our split pay, also brought to you with our postage and packaging of £4.95, which is incredible, might I add, as well, because a big piece of kit. I know if you go to the post office and try to ship, it probably costs you more to ship.
Post office wouldn't take it, but the carriers would want £15.
Yeah.
And you send it out, £4.95.
All day.
Add the Rebel to it, still £4.95.
Brilliant, isn't it? Remember, midnight tonight, it goes back up to $9.99. If you go to the website, you see it at $9.99. Thank you so much for our discount. This morning for our birthday.
It's happy birthday, Sewing Street.
Can you believe it? 5 years. Thank you, Rob.
I know, it's incredible where that time's gone.
I know, just before COVID, crazy. We've got another quick question from Wendy with the frame.
Yes, you can. You can buy, if you bear with me one second.
No problem. And rulers.
You can buy a ruler plate,
which
will allow you then to support the rulers whilst you're doing ruler work. And you can also buy, there we go, channel locks. Clamp one or other of the carriages so that when you're moving, it will only go that way and not that way, so that will give you straight lines left to right. Or you reverse the clamp in, and it will only go this way, completely straight lines.
Brilliant. Once you've got that quilting frame, we've got to look to our team to get some of those as well on the show. But yeah, there is a possibility of doing those straight line quilting as well.
I don't have massive amounts, which is why we haven't put them on the show.
Yeah.
But
it's fine.
I do have more coming in, but we have them available.
Fantastic.
We want to do straight lines, and it really is simple to fit. They screw on each carriage, so there's one for each carriage, and that's your channel. It does what it says. It locks a channel.
We're now down to the last one of quilting machines. How many are in baskets, Ben? He says you're never going to guess. 20. What price is this normally? 20. Very last one. 3,495. It will go back up at midnight tonight if you're watching on a replay.